These three businesses absolutely print cash and have tons of profit margin, but barely anybody's talking about them. I'm going to tell you what they are, and we're going to dive deep into them. Let's go.
Mic check, 1, 2. I make the calls, guess what I do? No change, no rules, just me. This is Legacy Mike.
All right, let's do this. Welcome to the Mike Check Yourself Show. This is your host, Legacy Mike, and I am very excited to talk to you today about three businesses that absolutely print cash and have a ton of profit margin, and they're big, fat, and juicy ways to make money, but almost no one's talking about them. So it's going to be me, and I'm going to help you discover these before all of your competition does, before everybody has one of these types of businesses. You know, in my 8 years of entrepreneurship, I've learned that some of the businesses that aren't sexy at all make the most money, and that's what I absolutely love. So these three businesses make money, they're super profitable, but they're not the sexiest, they're not the coolest, but I'm going to tell you exactly what they are, and we're going to dive deep into them. So I'm going to go in order from 3 to 1, so it's going to get better as we go. So stay tuned and watch the video to the end. Number 3, we have private money lending. For those of you that don't know what private money lending is or how it exactly works, is if you have, let's say, $100,000 of cash laying around and you take that money and you invest it into something like a real estate deal or, you know, a short-term business loan or something like that, and you lend it privately to that owner or that real estate flipper. Then they're going to take that money, they're going to improve the property, they're going to sell the property, and then they're going to pay you out after everything's said and done. And you can make some big returns doing this. And it's a very short-term thing. And sometimes it can be very low risk because you can take a lien position on the house and have some type of equity in the deal potentially, or collateral, so to speak. So look at it like you're taking your money, you're putting it into something, it's making interest, it's making friends, and then it comes back to you, and then you take it and you put it into the next deal, and you just keep putting it into the pot. The thing that is super duper important if you're going to do private money lending is you have to make sure that you have good relationships with people and that you can actually trust them. You got to make sure that the deals you're investing in are very safe, and you got to make sure that you can get your money back and out along with a good, healthy interest rate. So I know what you're thinking, you know, how do you get the 100K in cash to do the private money lending? Well, we're going to talk about that as well. But if you do have money that's sitting around and sitting in a savings account or a checking account that's not making you any interest, I highly encourage you to link up with people who are good investors, who have a historic good record of being able to return that money along with some friends, and do some private money lending and do it on a smaller scale. Maybe if you have $100,000, you lend $10,000 and you see how it goes. Another practical way and a super cool way to make super quick money is to do transaction lending. There are times where people would literally need money for like hours, and then they'll give you a percentage of the deal. For example, like a real estate wholesaler who needs to do what's called a double close, they will borrow your money for literally like 10 minutes. They'll close on the deal, they'll use that money, they'll close on the second deal, and then they'll bring that money back. And you're not going to make a ton of money off this. You might make 1% on your money, and you might loan 100,000 or 200,000, but to make a, you know, 1,000 or 2,000 bucks off of like 10 minutes of your money going like this, kind of a cool thing. So it's really important to have free cash that you can use for private money lending. And it's something that I'm personally going to get into a lot more. All right, number 2, this is one of actually my favorite businesses, and I used to be a partner in one of these companies, is an outdoor lighting company. I started one of these businesses with one of my best friends. I had the idea because I saw the writing on the wall. I saw the trends. Outdoor lighting is a really cool industry niche where people are, you know, installing landscape lighting, bistro lighting, Christmas lights, things like that at people's home. And there's a lot of cool products that are coming out with this. You got permanent lighting, like that go along the gutter lines, the Christmas lights and all the things that they can do, the different apps and light shows and stuff. It's like really awesome. And we saw a massive uptick after 2020 of people that were spending more time in their homes, spending more money at their homes to improve it. And just overall, people are spending money on these types of things. And the profit margins with these businesses are absolutely massive. I know people firsthand that make 6 and 7 figures just off of hanging Christmas lights in that 6 or 8 weeks that it takes to hang those lights. It's absolutely bananas, guys, and the margins are huge. So I'm gonna have to do another video on outdoor lighting, but it's one of my favorite businesses in the service industry. It sucks that it got knocked out so early in Money Madness, but it's a great business to be in. It's one of my favorite businesses because it's high profit margin, it's pretty easy to start, it doesn't require any licenses or any special equipment necessarily. It's semi-recurring revenue because if you do Christmas lights, you're gonna be going out there every single year. You can even do maintenance contracts with people where you come out and you maintenance their landscape lighting or their outdoor lights. There's just a lot of really cool things you can do with outdoor lighting, and I think it has a huge potential, but I do see a lot of people getting into it now. So I feel like the runway, if you're going to get into it, do it now, because in 5 years from now, it's going to be a lot harder because so many more people are getting into it. All right. And number one, my favorite business that absolutely prints cash that no one is talking about is, drumroll, a bookkeeping agency. I think having a bookkeeping agency is such a cool business because it's monthly recurring revenue. It's high ticket enough to where you're going to make pretty good money, but it's low ticket enough to where it's not a hard sale. Every business owner needs it, and you don't need any special licenses or requirements to do it. And pro tip, you can use AI to help you run this business on autopilot or virtual assistants. This business is extremely scalable. I know people that are making tons of money in this business, and it's just a great one to be in 2025. Now, it might not be the sexiest. It's honestly super boring, and it's like not fun at all. But you know, the amount of money that it makes and for how easy it is to scale and to put systems in place and to leverage virtual assistants and use automation tools, it is a powerhouse business to be in 2025. Now, I do think that AI is going to replace bookkeeping to a certain degree, and it's already kind of happening, but you're always going to need humans when it comes to finances. You're always going to need somebody overseeing those things and making sure that it's categorized correctly and that everything's going smoothly when it comes to people's finances. And there are so many people starting businesses, and there's not enough bookkeepers and accountants to do this work. And that's the cool thing. If you're not an accountant and you don't have a CPA license, you can partner with an accountant and you can give them the books and they can do the tax returns, or you can give those books to the business owner and they can take those to their accountant. For my business, we have an in-house bookkeeper, and I cannot tell you how much of a lifesaver it is to have that person on your team. So in conclusion, those three businesses absolutely print cash, and they're great businesses to get in 2025. So which one are you going to start right now? Let's do it. This is the Mike Check Yourself Show, guys. I hope you got some value out of this. Smash that subscribe button. Follow us for more, and we're going to give you everything we got on this show and help you live your legacy. Let's go.
Mic check, 1, 2. I make the calls, guess what I do? No change, no rules, just me. This is Legacy Mike.
All right, let's do this.